All right, what's up, guys? Check this out. So today, it's another beautiful day, as always. But what I'm gonna be showing you guys today is gonna be epic. You guys are gonna actually see the vision behind this, and you're gonna really see what is what you're capable of doing in these markets. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get with you guys on this. It is shared. Wham, wham, wham. Okay. So, as you guys know, during this, there's gonna be some distractions that are gonna get in your way. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. There's gonna be a crap ton of distractions that are gonna get in your way. Oh snap! Let me zoom out. Okay, so whenever you get started with this, there's gonna be so many different things that are gonna happen your way. Right off the bat, you might have a few things that you're kind of stressing about. You don't really think you're gonna have time for this and whatnot, and you know, whenever you get started, you're like, what is this? This is the beginning of your journey. You're like, what is this? You don't really know exactly what forex is yet. You already have like a few things that are crammed down your throat by some other people. You might have this crammed down your throat by someone else. You may be having some problems, with this. You do a lot of video gaming. You may have this in your way, so on and so forth. Okay, what I'm gonna be talking with you guys about today is how to kind of avoid some of these things. Okay, for example, let's say we go ahead and we get started on this, we get on our journey, and then you have something that comes up with your family. You have a tough time with your family. Ooh, let me go ahead and get my this out. You have a tough time with your family, okay? And it's something that really, really, really bothers you. There's a death in the family. Um, One thing we got to realize, you got to look at it as in a positive way and stop stressing it. How what am I going to do to make sure that they were remembered well, as a good person and stuff like that, and how am I gonna, what am I gonna do, after this that's gonna change? How is this gonna change my life? Am I gonna start looking at life differently, and am I gonna start thinking, okay, life is short. I need to make the most of it. Get my stuff done and get to where I need to go. Okay, you may have something that comes up with work. You got to put work in its place. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Put work in its place. they say, you know, they say you need to be doing this, this, and this, and this. You can do that on company time. Your time is your time. You don't need to be caught up in what's going on at work when you're not even at work. So we can go ahead and cross some of these distractions out. The next big thing. So check this out. If you get started with this and you go on to the next big thing, and then you come back and you got to restart. Then you go on to the next big thing and you come back and you got to restart. Go on to the next big thing, come back and restart. You're just killing yourself. You're wasting time. You got to stop doing that. You got to plant your flag and say, this is what I want to do. Same thing with Facebook. You maybe started on this and then you go on Facebook and you say, oh, Johnny caught this many pips. Let me talk to him, see what he's doing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me talk to him. Oh, this is your system, your method that you guys are going to be learning to trade. Stick with it. This is a high accuracy method. When you guys get this down, you're going to be trading. You're going to be trading 8 for 10, 9 for 10. You'll have some weeks where you'll go 10 for 10. So get that out of your way. Just you get distracted from Facebook by notifications and stuff like that. Turn your notifications off. Turn your notifications off. All right. Friends, friends want to go hang out, stuff like that. Hey, I got studying to do. I got homework. I got this. I got that. I have this on my schedule for right now. I'm not saying push them off and push them to the side and stuff like that, but I'm saying make sure you leave yourself time to trade. And it's the same thing with females, or for those ladies out there, guys. It's the same thing for that. Drugs. You shouldn't really be doing drugs. Honestly, I'm not going to say you shouldn't, but you know what you need to be doing to have your focus, have your A game on, And same thing with this. It's okay to go out and have a good time and stuff like that, but just got to make sure you stick with your stuff, and that you're getting your work done. And moving on, laziness, you just got to get up and do it, honestly. You just really got to get up and doing it. So all these can be avoided in some type of way. You can't really push your kids off, but you can say, hey, I have this time between here and here that I have scheduled, that I have to make sure that I'm looking at charts, or I need to make sure that I'm doing homework from this time. you know um, Make sure you're keeping up with your health. Okay, that's the only way you're going to keep that one from being an issue, is to prevent um, getting sick, to prevent yourself from um, those different things like that, in that nature. With games, I'm not gonna lie, I like playing some games every now and then, but it's honestly not that important. If gaming is more important than you counting pips in Cancun, I'm sorry, but trading might not be your cup of tea if you think that gaming is more important. So obviously we know it's not. You may have some type of fear. Okay, fear of it's going to be hard for you to push through and get to this other side, so you kind of like slack off, or you kind of just jerk around and not really give it your all. So fear may be one of these distractions, or one of these obstacles that are in the way. Okay, burning out. Guys, if you try and press from here to here within 1 year, I'm gonna let you know it's not gonna happen within 1 year. Pressing from this end to this end is not gonna happen to 1 year. Okay. you If you try and do that, you're gonna burn out. Okay. So how are you gonna avoid burning out? You have your schedule set. Don't spend too much time. Going over charts, and doing homework, and actually watching charts at night and stuff like that. What I like to do is I like to actually compress my time. I'll do homework while I'm watching charts sometimes. I'll do some studying while I'm watching charts sometimes. Um, so that way, whenever I'm watching charts, when I'm just sitting there and doing nothing, and then whenever I'm actually doing the homework and stuff like that, I'm actually looking over trades that I could potentially take as well. So that right there will give you the edge whenever it comes to burning out. I'll actually be going over more stuff with burning out later on in some of these other videos. Okay, school. It may be something very, very important to you. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. If you plan on counting pips in Cancun, what's your purpose of school? Unless you still want to, you just want this to be what we call fuck you money, and you just want to make a little bit of extra money here and there through trading, then school may be something. But if you plan on being a trader and you don't want to work, you honestly don't need school. But if you still do go to school, make sure you put school in its place the same way you did with work. Okay, at school, you do your stuff at school. Okay, when you get home, you may have a little bit of homework, you knock it out, and then you have your designated time for the charts that you set aside. Because I guarantee you, if you get this down, like you're trying to get school down, you're gonna make way more money. You're gonna be counting pips in Cancun way before you even get your masters, or your bachelor's. If you really put the time into getting that, then you should be there counting pips in Cancun. Okay. So anyway, this is just some of these distractions that may get in your way, and those are some ways to avoid them, so that whenever you get there, you don't hit this one and then wham, you have the obstacle in your way. You know how to hop over that hurdle. 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 Okay, same thing burning out. You know how to hop over that hurdle and just keep on pressing forward. Okay, so those are just some of these ways, and if you are able to continue along the straight line, you're gonna get there quicker than you think. Okay. All right. So here's how this is gonna go. your end objective, okay, from here to here, in order for you to be counting pips in Cancun, you're gonna have to get to consistency. This is like, what is Forex? And this is like, dude, I'm just placing a trade every other day, and not really caring too much about what's really going on. Other than that, I'm just like living life, doing me, pretty much. So how this is gonna go is, first you're gonna have to get your belief down. Okay. When I say you're gonna get your belief down, you have to break through this barrier. Once you break through this barrier, okay, you got your belief down. You have to break through this one, which is actually learning. Okay. And then you're gonna have to break through this one and get to consistency. Okay. So what do I mean by belief? Belief in the method, belief in the system. So that way you're not gonna go off wham right back to the next big thing that pops up on your newsfeed. And then come right back in, start all over again, wham, right back off. And then you're fighting this for a while. You're looking at support and resistance from some other trader and how they trade. You're kind of bouncing back and forth. You're like, nope, 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 I'm getting back to it. Wham, right back into here. And you get your belief down. And then wham, you actually do your studying. You actually get into it for real, for real. You're doing your homework, marking it up. Wham, and you break through. Get in here, you get a taste of this. You devil back out here. You had one little goof up, and then you got to come back out here because you don't really have your belief as strong as you think you do, and then you bounce right back into here. And it's just a battle until you get into this area and you actually stay in this bubble, okay, inside of this box, okay. So what does this mean for you as a trader? How's your trading journey going to look? Okay, once you break this barrier of belief, okay, and this is going to be, these two right here are going to be in this beginner stage. Okay, the consistency will start to come in here, in this area where it starts getting a little bit fun. Okay, so whenever you first get started, you're a beginner. You're going to start here. Okay, what's going to happen? Your equity curve. Okay, I'm gonna draw out another little diagram right here. Your equity curve is going to look like this in the beginning. Okay, every time it bounces right here off the bottom, you just blew an account, blew an account, blew an account. Okay, it's not going to be fun at first. It's not going to be fun at first. So in this beginning phase, this is where you're learning everything. This may take up to a year to get through this beginning phase and actually get right here to this phase. For some people, it takes longer than that. So for some people, it could take a few months to get to this point where they're making what we call fuck you money. Okay, but in this beginning phase, this is just where you're kind of dibble dabbling around. You're learning stuff, and then you actually get to where you know your first signature trade, and you get to where you know your entry, your exit. You're starting to get some of these things down. You can point out your uh, your signature trade on the chart after it happens. You're starting to see it as it happens, okay, and that's where you're making a little bit of money. You're losing a little bit of money, making a little bit of money, losing a little bit of money, and then you get over here into this next area, okay, which is a stage where we call fuck you money. And this is where it gets fun. This is where it starts getting fun because you're making a little bit of money here and there. Okay, making an extra dollar, extra $50 here and there, and you're on your journey, and you're just like, you're not at that point where you're looking for this to pay for your bills yet. Okay, you're not at that point where you're looking for this to pay your bills. You're just using this money, and this is the reason why we call it this, is because you're using this money to go and do cool stuff, like go skydive, go to the circus, take your friends or family out, go out with your girlfriend, buy yourself a new pair of shoes. What I did with my with quite a bit of my money, my fuck you money here recently was I went in and I bought a car. It's really that, this is where the phase actually gets fun, is whenever you get in this area right in here. Okay. And this right here is called the fun zone. What does this mean right here in the fun zone? Okay, you got past that phase where you're making fuck you money and your account's just growing and you're withdrawing, growing, withdrawing, growing, withdrawing. Okay. And you're pulling money out here and there. Now, in this phase, what's going to happen is you're going to do a accelerated okay, you're going to do an accelerated account growth um, Excel sheet. So what you're going to be doing is something like this down here, okay? And this is what I came up with for myself. And it's basically, this is what you're looking at. This right here is your trade number along the side. This right here is your balance. This is your stop out cost. And this means how much you're going to be willing to stop yourself out on if you do get stopped out. Okay, this is your estimated account growth, how much you'd be making from this trade. Okay, this is your estimated 2 weeks pay, and this is if you were to get, if you were to say, okay, I'm right here at $50 account, I'll stop myself out at this cost every single time, and I expect to make about $100 a week from trading, about an extra 400 every month, and about an extra 3,000, 3 to 4,000 every year. Okay, somewhere in there. So basically, what this is saying is, if you were to continue using this stop out right here at $17 with your $50 balance, this is what you'd be looking at, over the course of a year, course of a month, 2 weeks, so on and so forth. This right here would be your profit to date after you place that trade. And this one's actually a little bit off. I have to go back and do some things to change this. So this will be your winning balance after you win this trade. After you win this trade, your balance will be right here. So you get to look at that, so on and so forth. And as you can see, here's your growth, your account growth, okay, going in through here. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking this, and you're going to be using this as your equity model. Okay, you see how this grows really fast and really rapid? It's because it's excelled for this phase right here, the fun zone. This is where you're going. This is where you get to the point of consistency where you're at roughly 8 for 10 whenever it comes to your trading history. You're looking at, you win about 8 out of 10 times on your trade. You're hitting 80% at least whenever you get into this area, okay? And you're gonna be basically taking a $50 account or a $100 account, no more than 100, and what you're gonna be doing is just ramping the lot size up and beating the markets up for all it's worth. So your account equity is literally gonna go like this, okay? So you see right here, this starts out at $50. I actually did this right here. I took this to 1,000. I took a $50 account up to $1,050, and I withdrew my money and I paid off my car. And then restarted my account, and now I'm working on mine. I'm not quite there. I'm more like 7 out of 10. I need not to exactly rush it. But this is how you're going to grow your account very quick and get up there into that point to where you look where you're not looking back and you're like flying. You're just not looking back. Okay, so after the fun zone, you have two options. You have option A, which is I'm gonna slowly grow my account after I just raised it from $50 to 50K within like 3 months. Okay, And then you have option B, which is I'm going to keep my lot size the same, and I'm just going to coast from here. So option A would be as if you filled this back out and you put your balance from here up into here, and you lowered the risk and you started trading just so that you had this equity curve that went up like this and kind of rounded out like that. Okay, and then option B would be if you were to say this, you know what? Okay, I got here, I'm gonna lower my risk, and I'm just gonna trade, and I expect to make about 5,000 every single trade from here on out, and I would be comfortable. I'd be completely comfortable with that, making $5,000 a trade. Okay, and you're just gonna kind of just coast, just like that. So that's what your trading journey is gonna look like. Okay, beginner, fuck you money, fun zone, no looking back. Okay, so thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed and take care.